side, so I gotta take a hint now.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show, presented by Kia.
Welcome, everybody. This is 2K Sports with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. And Oklahoma City is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Thunder will be going up against the Boston Celtics. Looking at Boston, on the road they know this is a winnable game, but it won't be easy. A quality team with their home fans behind them, always a tough challenge to overcome. One of the guys we'll be seeing tonight is Al Horford. He's been an all-star before, not really a household name, though. Does he get the underrated tag from you, Shaq?
Yeah, you know, he's never been the center of attention on his teams, even back in his college days at Florida. But very much a blue-collar post player. He brings it every night.
Well, if you're an NBA player or an NBA fan, you know, that really pays attention to the game, you know Al Horford and you know his abilities. But if you're a casual fan, I would say, yes, he is underrated to the casual fan, the people who kind of check in on just on the weekends. I would say they don't know how good he really is.
Very consistent, huh?
Oh, consistency is his middle name. It's Al Consistency Horford.
That's true, Shaq. You can look it up. That does it for now. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Thunder at the Peak at the Chesapeake Energy Arena. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Celtics are looking to end their road trip here with a strong outing, going up against a capable opponent. But you see their confidence. This one they feel they should win. They'll look to come out strong and show they're the better team.
And really no surprise here, guys, at all to find them among the elite teams in their conference. And moreover, I'd say this is a team with a legitimate chance to win it all.
Well, they certainly see themselves as championship contenders and have since the opening tip-off of the season.
And as we move past the All-Star break, everyone is fighting for playoff position right now. Do you think the top 8 teams from each conference getting into the playoffs is a fair number? Would you like to see fewer, more? What do you think?
I think 8's a good number. 16 teams being represented in the postseason for the NBA playoffs. It works out quite well.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Smart and Crowder at the 2 and the 3. Horford is out there with Johnson. And it's Thomas in at the point guard.
Kind of a ticky-tack foul there, but you have to be aware that's how the refs are going to blow the whistle tonight.
Now here's Smart, guarded by Oladipo. Crowder dishes to Thomas. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Now here's Smart, guarded by Oladipo. Thomas against Westbrook. Johnson outside. Horford in the post. Just 5 to shoot. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Here's Roberson, defended by Crowder. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
Could be. D willing to give that one up, and that mid-range jumper is his fault.
Oh, come on. And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
And that's what we're seeing more and more. Point guards who can finish as well as they make the play.
And that replay is sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
Well, Steven Adams still working on becoming a better and more consistent free throw shooter, so another opportunity upcoming. You always talk about glue guys and guys that do the little things to help their team. Steven Adams is certainly that for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Not a big presence in the box to score, but when you watch him play with his team, he's willing to sacrifice his body, set hard screens, and be a presence on the interior.
And so Adams nails both of them. And thinking again on Adams, the scoring isn't what makes him valuable, Brandon. It's his defense and his solid screen setting.
Well, I think it's his idea that the role that he has is something that he's very comfortable with, and he wants to be successful at doing it. He doesn't hurt the team by getting out of his comfort zone.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Smart kicks to Johnson. Got a piece of it. Here's Roberson, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, due for a miss after 4 of 5 to begin this one.
And the wide open shot from Crowder. The three-pointer, no good. Thunder have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Gibson, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Oh, and here we go with Gibson. Nobody back. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
Just completely in rhythm, really from the opening tip, and they continue to pile up the points.
Gibson with the steal. For the finish.
Oh, yeah, and if you didn't think Oladipo could fill the lane in transition, he answered your questions there.
Thomas against Westbrook. Thomas kicks to Smart. Boston again missing.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
No question. You have one team firing on all cylinders. The other one can't even get out of the garage.
Great job, guys. Nice work. Take a seat now. Let's talk. I love the energy, fellas. I really do. But now we got to keep it up and stay focused. Now let's stay sharp and finish strong.
Drop off offensively with the second unit on the floor. Their bench was a huge catalyst for them to get that win.
Brent, you think of the most exciting players to watch in the NBA. I mean, the slashers, though, seem to always come to the fore. The players who make their mail, attacking the rim. So fun to watch.
Well, James Harden really does it best in the league. And I've watched James Harden games on television, but I've also had an incredible pleasure being able to call James Harden games by the court. And to see him manipulate defenders, and I'm not talking about one, I'm talking about 3 and 4 on possessions to find his way to the free throw line, is remarkable and has an uncanny ability to draw those fouls.
He slithers. He does. I don't know if it's power, although I think he's a very strong, physically strong guy. He controls his body about as well as any slasher in the game.
He controls his body, Kevin, and is able to stop, start, change angles that a lot of players just can't even think about. They just don't even conceive that you're able to do that. That slow down two-step, and he does so many tricky things also, Kevin, with the way he moves the ball around. He extends it away from his body, brings it back in, brings it towards a defender, and then away from a defender, and guess what? It results in free throws most every time.
Something to watch. Rozier kicks to Jerebko. Pass to Crowder. They set the pick. Feeds to Green. They need this. Green missing again. The Thunder leading by 16. Here's Grant. Good work defensively by Crowder.
I have no clue what happened with the defense there, but they should be thanking their lucky stars that somehow he bricked that golden opportunity.
59 seconds left to play here in the first. And there's McDermott. That's good on the assist by Westbrook.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Green kicks to Olynyk to the left wing. And Jerebko has it in the corner. No good on the three.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Nice shot by McDermott.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Rozier kicks to Crowder. And here's Olynyk from the arc. Offensive rebound. Jerebko. And he gets the bucket.
Well, this is familiar territory for him, scoring off the second chance opportunities.
Here's Grant. The fadeaway. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Outside, Green fires the three. He can't hit that time. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Thunder out in front, up by 16. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And Celtics head coach Brad Stevens lured away from a very successful tenure with the Butler Bulldogs. He talked about the challenge of making that decision.
The only hard part of that decision is leaving a place that you really loved for 13 years. I couldn't have left without knowing that it was a place that we were going to stay together and really commit to a process together. And I was sold on that, and I continue to be sold on it.
I wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks locked in his stockpile.
I know he's feeling real good about his decision. He's one of the bright coaching stars in our league.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And a very convincing performance from the Thunder so far.
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Once they get out there in the open court, the speed and athleticism just takes over. Not much you can do to stop it.
On the floor for Boston, Jonas Jerebko out there with Kelly Olynyk. And it's Green. Then there's Horford. And it's Thomas in at the point guard position.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Oklahoma City comes into this one after the win against New Orleans.
And what a luxury when you have depth. I mean, a lot of their scoring in that win came from their reserves. And make no mistake, they carried the load for that team.
It was a big, big night for their bench, no doubt about it. When the backups were called on, they were ready. They never missed a beat with the second unit on the floor.
The Thunder leading by 18.
And the Celtics, really since the departure of the big three and Rajon Rondo, doing an amazing job of stockpiling assets and draft picks all along while still being competitive. So you had to know, though, that net front office wouldn't hesitate to make a big move. This is an organization that seeks to compete for championships and nothing else.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one thing you've heard over the years about Amir Johnson is that his box score stats may not wow you, they belie his impact on the court. Coach Brad Stevens said he just knows how to play both ends. He makes easy plays with the ball, and then on the defensive end, he makes everyone better.
I like what I see out there, fellas. We're playing like we want it more than them. Do not give them any life out there. Understood? We got this.
Yet, Greg, they were among the best teams in the NBA, certainly the East. Did they need to make any trades?
They basically had to start combining assets. They were already one of the deepest teams in the league. They had 3 first-round picks in that 16 draft, 3 second-rounders. At some point, you have to make a quantity for quality trade because you only get 15 spots.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Oklahoma City. Roberson comes in for McDermott. Then for the Celtics, Johnson comes in for Olynyk. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Gerald Green. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Thomas against Oladipo. Thomas passes to Johnson. Here's Horford. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time.
Well, anytime he gets it down low, that's where he's going to feast. That's his bread and butter.
Drive by Adams. Oklahoma City the rebound. Basket good.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Double team on Thomas. Johnson kicks to Thomas. It's stolen by Adams. Now the dish to Robertson. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Beyond the arc. That shot, no good. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Their last encounter was in Boston, where they were able to handle the Celtics.
And really brought an impressive physicality to that matchup, drawing a ton of fouls and, of course, went on to win it.
No doubt, that's what made the difference. The aggression they showed, attacking, drawing contact. They got them points at the line and made foul trouble a big concern on the other side.
Adams' shot is off.
He just doesn't seem to be himself shooting the ball right now, guys. Just looks a tad bit uneasy, and that's affecting the result.
And with new ownership and a new commissioner in the NBA, the league has been very proactive looking at the game and not being afraid, Brent, to tweak things here and there to make it better.
Well, I'm thinking about the hack-a-shack rule right away here.
I am too.
I actually don't even want to say it that way. I want to say the intentional foul rule because I can't stand it. It's
Heck, Dwight, we can name about 10 players here that fall in that category.
Yeah, I think it's worth looking at, Kevin. I think it'd be interesting because from a strategy standpoint, there's a few things that you can do. I'm not going to go into them. You and I can go talk about those.
But it does slow the game. The game is based on the beauty of flow and pace and tempo, and there's nothing that slows it down like that.
No, and we're talking about the entertainment part of basketball and how much it gets disrupted when the coaches elect to use the intentional foul rule. I will say this, Adam Silver, in the early stages of being commissioner in the NBA, is very much willing to listen to what it is that people are offering up. I think there's a great bit of flexibility with Adam Silver in the way that the commissioner's office is looking at the game, looking at making the game better, looking at the game and trying to make it a little more appealing to the fans, so I commend him on that.
Maybe the most progressive commissioner we have in all of sports right now.
Certainly the tallest. He's one of those guys the defense always has to watch out for. Burned him there.
For Boston, they've gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. 26 seconds left in the first half. Swiped it away, and it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Now, I don't know if he just lost sight of the lines on the floor, but he seemed perfectly oblivious to where he was on the court, guys.
Grant, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Westbrook comes in for Victor Oladipo. Jay Crowder's checked in for Boston. Rozier comes in for Isaiah Thomas. And here's Smart. 14 points from him the last game against Detroit. Dishes to Horford. Back to Smart. That's tipped. From deep. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. It's the Thunder as they end the second quarter on a 14-6 run. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. Right out of the gates, it was Oklahoma City setting the tone. Their mission to dominate early was accomplished with a spirited 14-4 run to start. Big-time offense for them was the theme, and at the end of quarter one, they were up by 16. And just a monster offensive surge from them to close out the second quarter as they finished on a 14-6 run. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, we have to talk about the unbelievable job they've done rebounding the basketball. They've sent bodies flying to the boards on every possession. They've been a stronger, quicker, tougher team by a wide margin. And it's that dominance on the glass that's going to win them this game.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
Well, they gave up too many good looks. You look at the field goal percentage against them, this tells the whole story. Not enough activity defensively, not enough disruption, Ernie. Like Kenny disrupts me all the time, not enough disruption.
That's it for now, as the second half is just about ready to go. We, and I mean the three of us, will be right here after the final buzzer.
An aerial view of downtown as we return you to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, with the Great Plains stretching off in the distance. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. So it's the Celtics now. And the Thunder from 2011 to 2014 made the Western Conference Finals twice, as well as the NBA Finals, while still one of the youngest teams in the league. They had, Greg, all the makings of a dynasty.
You felt like they were destined to win a championship and maybe multiple ones. Now you're not so sure. It's a tough business, and being very good often isn't good enough.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Thunder, Westbrook and Oladipo, the athletic backcourt duo. Taj Gibson is out there with Andre Robertson. And it's Sabonis in at the 5, roaming the paint. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds that time. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and backcourt tonight for the Thunder.
And really, it's been the guards who have powered them into this substantial lead. They say it's a big man's league, but tonight it's all about the little guys.
Outside Crowder. Double team on Thomas. Stolen away. And the Thunder pushing it up now. And finished off by Westbrook.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Here's Gibson. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
So that's how we play the game. Bring it in. Let's go. Listen up. We have these guys back on their heels, and now they're playing like they're desperate. Don't quit until the final buzzer goes off. Now let's finish this and go home.
Where they're most effective. Because one of the things, Kevin, it can sort of reestablish your confidence. And there can be spots on the floor where you get to where you might feel better because somebody has presented those numbers to you. I will tell you, Kevin, that probably the guy that I played with in the latter stages of my career that used the numbers the most was a guy by the name of Shane Battier. Shane loved to look deep into the books and try to gain some sort of advantage numerically and statistics-wise on his opponent. And really was one of the few guys that would go deeper than most.
Have analytics changed the game, do you think?
I believe so. But still for players, I think that they're a long way from being able to understand exactly what it is that the numbers are telling them. That time is coming where players really want to know those kind of things, and the tutorial sessions between the coaching staff and the players, I think, are on the horizon.
And the Thunder making a switch here. McDermott's checked in. The Celtics also changing it up. Olynyk comes in for Al Horford. And it's Green in for Marcus Smart. Green kicks to Johnson. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Johnson's got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, crafty pass inside gets him that nice look.
Westbrook, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. That one on Olynyk. Every year they'll always put out an NBA survey of who is the toughest to guard. No surprise that Russell Westbrook is almost always at the top of the list in those surveys. He just, Greg, strikes fear in opposing defenders.
And Kevin, it's a result of several factors in terms of why he tops that list. He has the game and the body to punish you for all 4 quarters, and he never lets up in his intensity. And also a knack for putting players who are caught sleeping on posters. It is both physically and mentally draining guarding a guy like Westbrook.
Well, he's an NBA scoring champion. Westbrook sure has improved his entire offensive repertoire since his days in Westwood.
Jerebko's checked in for Boston. Good on both.
Surveying the Thunder roster here, and a lot of the players on it were their own draft picks. They've done a great job of identifying some talent late in rounds in the draft. Found a good amount of rotation players even when they were going deep into the playoffs.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it's always a transition and a difficult one for college coaches to come to the pros, but Celtics coach Brad Stevens made one of the smoothest we've seen after leading Butler to back-to-back national championship games. You hear that buzz from players to opposing coaches. Greg Popovich said, "I really respect what he does. His team executes. I'll still watch his Butler tape. Trying to learn some stuff, to be honest with you. High praise indeed, fellas."
And Popovich, really the godfather of the active coaches right now, D.A. His voice carries certainly a lot of weight in this league. Thank you. And for the Thunder and their draft success, Brent, it's so important as they aren't usually big players in free agency.
Well, that's a tip of the cap you have to give to their general manager to continue to seek out players that are going to complement the team. Just invaluable.
The free throw drops for McDermott. And McDermott drops them both. The Celtics have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Thomas kicks to Olynyk. To the middle. Here's Green. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Shot's good.
He really can time those perfectly. What an assist.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And the free throw, no good. Olynyk can't hit.
Really shocking he didn't take advantage of that golden opportunity there. He needs to be much better in that situation. Beautiful setup. Put that pass right where it needed to be.
For Boston, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Down low, lets it fly. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Well, it's something that we know goes on during play, but is rarely talked about. Brent, did you ever trash talk during a game or get trash talk too?
I heard many things. I pretended not to hear them, Kevin. And the only time that
I can see you start to laugh, though, when you heard stuff.
I did. I found more enjoyment out of it, even though it was something very personal. I still found enjoyment. And the only time that I would talk trash were the times that I got to play against my brother John, because I knew he couldn't handle it.
Yeah, and you knew his soft spots.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brothers always do.
He has plenty.
The Celtics making a switch here. Rozier's checked in, and so Olynyk nails both of them. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. McDermott. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
And, Kevin, what's remarkable to me about Westbrook is that as much as he is used in the offensive game plan, I mean, this is a guy that is the focal point in terms of how they're going to play. That's a tremendous amount of pressure on a player, no matter how talented he is.
It's tipped, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Horford.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Outside Crowder. Nice ball movement by Boston. Rozier kicks to Crowder. Here's Jerebko. And it's off from three-point range. The Thunder have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. That one goes. Count it. Sabonis has got 6 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And the basket by Olynyk.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Passes to Gibson. Shoots it up. No good with the wing jumper.
Well, he's the last guy you want to leave open there, but somehow he didn't knock it down.
Crowder. No good on the triple. The Thunder have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Goes up on the wing, and it's Gibson. That time on the assist by Oladipo. Oladipo's got his 3rd assist on the night. And Gibson over to help to the right side. Gibson with the steal. And now the fast break. Gibson with the ball. Offensive rebound. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
This guy is a beast on the boards.
And when he gets those second chance points, he does not waste one of them.
Well, you love the NBA, but some of these guys have the DNA. He also outworks everybody. Filthy combination.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Boston again missing.
Ill-advised shot there.
And he knows it. Got locked into scoring mode. Couldn't pull it back.
9 seconds left in the third. To the paint. Rozier kicks to Green. Again, the miss by Green. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's the Thunder running away with it. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter.
Moments make players into stars. Moments make teams legendary. This is my moment. This is my team.
Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Pace of play is a big part of tonight, okay? Make sure on the bench when we come back, we lift it.
One of the team's great young teachers, Brad Stevens, wanting his guys to control the tempo.
Yeah, and he feels if they push it, if they attack intelligently, it's going to be to their advantage.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. The Thunder shooting has been just fantastic, around 65% tonight, getting exactly what they want, when they want it. On the floor for Boston, we've got Rozier. Young is out there with Mickey. Then there's Jackson, and it's Zeller in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in.
He was in attack mode. Defense wasn't. Just too easy.
Here's Collison. Again, Oklahoma City.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
The Celtics shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Look at the elite players in the NBA. A much more tight-knit bunch than maybe in decades past, Brent. Not as much animosity as we used to see between players on different teams. Do you agree with that? And maybe more importantly, why is it different now than it was then?
We always talk about the AAU programs and what it is that these elite players are offered up in terms of their early stages of development, Kevin. When you're in sixth grade and you know somebody from D.C. is friends with somebody in Oakland because they get to see one another throughout the course of the AAU programs over the summer and where these tournaments are held, it's understandable that the elite players in the NBA are going to have relationships that exist before they get there. So I don't have any problem with it whatsoever.
From the wing, count that one. Allison's got 4 points in the quarter.
That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And some of that discrepancy is due to better shot selection. It's really that simple. But I also think they've made more contested shots.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. And let's get an update on the Steven Adams injury with DA.
Guys, I had a moment to catch up with the Thunder's head athletic trainer. Unfortunately, it does not look good at all.
Thank you, David. Guys, the only thing you can wish for is that the prognosis isn't quite as bad as they're making it out to be.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Was really hoping for better news than that, but that does not sound encouraging.
Yeah, we always think about when players go down, how terrible a blow it can be for the team. We wish him well and hope he's on the floor quickly.
Collison, no good. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. On the wing, Jackson. A floater. Here's Zeller. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Collison with the ball. They grab their own miss. It's deflected. Here's Hustis. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Snatched away. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
No, terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Jackson is doubled. Young from outside. Boston, no good that time either. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. And that one, good.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
And no matter what adjustments the defense has made tonight, they've had an answer every time.
Pass to Mickey. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Aprinas, and plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And Boston called for the foul. And I saw a study recently, Brent, that home court advantage isn't what it used to be.
Well, home court advantage is about a point to a point and a half. I read that very same article, Kevin. So it's interesting.
You sent it to me. You remember that? You sent that article.
Oh, you read the things I sent.
Well, of course I do.
Well,
when you sent it, it's a priority list. Yeah,
that's a first. So what I like about it, Kevin, is the fact that the 3-point line is really changing that huge disparity between what it is that a home court advantage used to be and what it is now. Still vitally important, I think, for young teams throughout the course of the regular season to get themselves in a position to have home court advantage. As slight as it might be, it is still one.
Young. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And he can't get the first one. And he's good on the second.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
Christian, the pass to Sabonis. Shot from 16. The rebound by Young.
And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
Yeah, I know gravity's out there, but not everything is going to fall, even when you set it up perfectly.
Here's Grant. A stupendous finish in traffic.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Oklahoma City.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so now, on the year, they'll have 35 wins to their credit.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins. A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Taj Gibson.
You know, the one thing about this performance tonight is the work he did on the rebounding end. He was just a hound for the glass, and nobody outworked him tonight. That's impressive stuff.
McDermott with a steal. Here's Sabonis. Count that as his 7th field goal in 10 tries. He's shooting a very good 70%.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, as time became a factor, they became the aggressors. Big-time finish to pull away.
Poke loose. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Up the floor. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
2 shots.
Free throw dropped for Kristen. And both free throws good for Kristen. There's 25 seconds left in the game. Rozier kicks to Zeller. There's the pass to Rozier. And the 3-ball is good.
And they're on the kind of run that could have made a difference had it just started a little earlier.
Yeah, it feels like this one's in the books. The only opportunity left is to try and fix some issues that were exposed tonight.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
Yeah, and good to see that these guys are excited, gave their all, and then some. This is the result of all that hard work.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Russell, the fans are loving it here tonight. What was your mindset coming into the game?
Just trying to come out and play our game. We're a good team, especially at home. Did a good job of playing team ball tonight.
Great job in all aspects, Russell. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Thanks, Kev. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Taj Gibson.
I thought maybe his confidence would be shaken coming off that bad game, but that's not the case at all. Instead of being rattled, play after play, he was getting after it, making plays, and making it look easy.
He executed the game plan as a scorer. It was by design that the team was going to try to get him good shots, but it was going to be up to him to make those shots. But I don't think anyone thought that he'd make them at that high level of efficiency.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.